Hello, you YouTubers. I hope everybody's enjoying their New Year's Eve so far. But basically, what I want to talk about today in this video is some solutions, or not solutions, but some ways we could be better for 2016. Kind of want us to get in the mentality of doing better, learning better, and knowing better for 2016. Now, me personally, 2015 was a good year for me. Did a lot this year. It was just a good year for me. But as a society, it hasn't been. 2015 has proven what's wrong with our society a lot. With all these mass shootings we continuously have every month, something like that, with these savage police officers who like to abuse their rights a lot, which I have a hard time figuring out. And just our intelligence overall too. And I'll get on that as the last point of this video. But first, what I want to talk about is all these mass shootings that we continue to have this year in 2015. Now, if you watched my videos since I started, which was like earlier this summer, you probably remember me talking about the South Carolina church shooting. You know, the shooting that Dylan Roof did. He shot up all those black people at the church in South Carolina, and they haven't really came out with anything talk about if he's going to be guilty or innocent or anything like that. But that's just one incident that happened this year that was a part of all these mass shootings that we had, and then we also had the Oregon school shooting, and then the San Bernardino shootings that we just had like a month ago, maybe last month. And really, the main problem with it is you can say whatever you want, but I personally believe that it's influenced a lot, it's condoned a lot, and we treat it as if it's nothing. And the reason why I say this is because I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And my thinking is, and what I think about lately, is the fact that we deflect a lot from the crime, from the atrocity that took place. We take too much time to think about gun control and keeping the Second Amendment for everybody. Now, like I said in my previous videos, the Second Amendment should not be deserved to be given to everybody. It just doesn't. Some people are too crazy, they don't need a gun. But still, we focus way too much on gun control and the Second Amendment in these cases. And it kind of, just tells people that we should just deflect from what happened and just think about those things. And it's as if the crimes that took place are really nothing. Think about with the San Bernardino shooting. You had President Obama talk about gun control, and you had some Republicans still talking about anti-gun control, how we should keep the Second Amendment for everybody, and how we should just stop the gun-free buildings. And we talk about this too much, we forget what actually happened, and we forget about the people who died in the shooting. And it's sad, and I personally believe that we took more time to focus on what happened and the people who were affected by the crime, we would be so dangerous with our intelligence. See, we kind of put ourselves in a small box of thinking. We don't like to expand a bit. And one way we're going to expand is if we take time to think about the main problem of the crimes. If we take time to think about the main problem of the crimes, which is the criminals and the people who died, we can start coming up with so many ideas, you guys, on what we can do to be better. This is only my opinion. You ain't gotta like it, you ain't gotta agree with me. This is just how I think. If we continue to talk about gun control and the Second Amendment every time we have some shooting or where people get killed, we're not gonna get anywhere. We're just gonna continue to go down a straight path, the straight, narrow path of intelligence. We're not gonna advance at anything. We're not going to reach any goals that we want to reach. So my point is for this topic is, let's take the time to actually think about what happens rather than what is meant to be taking place, like the Second Amendment or gun control. And also want to talk about the police officers. Now, the police officers have been off the chain a lot lately, and it hasn't just been in 2015. It's been prior to this, and it's just been like that ever since then. And the thing is, these police officers have been abusing their rights too much, especially this year in 2015. You know, you have situations where, you know, the Tamir Rice, Laquan McDonald, and there's many more people who have suffered from these police officers who abused their rights as a police officer. And the one thing that really got me to thinking was with the Laquan McDonald situation. Now, I didn't actually make a video about this, but since I'm talking about it right now, here's kind of my opinion on it. The Laquan McDonald situation just proved to many people who don't think police officers don't abuse their rights, and they're just good old people. And again, it's not every single police officers, because there are some excellent police officers out there. I'm just talking about those bad police officers, okay? But it just proves that those police officers that abuse their rights a lot. And we always like to get on this whole thing about whether police officers should be guilty or innocent. Let's take the time to think about why these police officers are even in these police departments. And you know, the crazy thing about the whole Laquan McDonald situation is the fact that those police officers in Chicago try to cover up every little single evidence that could make the officer who killed Laquan McDonald guilty. Every single one. And, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if that police officer got innocent, because, you know, our American justice system is messed up and it's racially biased because, you know, Laquan McDonald was a black man. And also, we take, again, too much time focusing on what the punishment should be and what the rules should be, rather than thinking about why these police officers are even coming into these police departments. Forget what the punishment is. We can worry about that later after we figure out how this police officer got in this police department. If we think about that main part of the problem, we can, again, advance a lot more as a nation. And if we can apply this logic to many more cases internationally, we could do better as a world, people. If we would just stop going down this narrow intelligence road, we could just do so much better. We could have better happiness. We could just have more happiness. If we would stop just thinking about the obvious things and think about the things that really matter, rather than the things that people tell you to think. So, but basically, that's really how I felt about this whole little 2015 year. I just hope that in 2016 we could do better. I hope that we get better police officers to do right. And I hope that we take hiring police officers more seriously, because at the end of the day, we pay taxes. Well, I don't pay taxes because I'm a child. But my parents do, many other parents do, and if you're an adult listening to my video right now, you pay taxes for these police officers. Therefore, these police officers work for you. So, the fact that they are working for you, if they don't do their job right the way it was meant to be, to serve and protect, you should have the right to overthrow them or get rid of them. But you don't see a lot of that, and especially with our American justice system. I truly believe that our American justice system is built to keep those type of police officers in our society, to continue to do a lot more destruction. Now again, this is an attack on all police officers, just those bad police officers you always hear about on the news. Alright, but again, if we could just take these things into consideration, think about what really matters, that can really solve the problem, rather than just the obvious things that people always talk about, we could do better as a nation and as a world. If we would just stop thinking about which political party is better, and we just start our own ways, and what we thought would be best for our country, we will be a whole lot better. Because other than that, we're just going to continue to go down the same road. Alright, now I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys like and subscribe. And I hope you guys stay up to 12 o'clock to watch that ball drop in New York for 2016. And I'll be making another video soon. Alright, see y'all later.